It's a pretty weird time to be a baseball card collector, to say the least. On one hand, we have the worst price increases in the history of this hobby. On the other hand, we have delays like we have never seen before. And it's only going to get worse after what I talk about here today in this video. So what's going on, guys? It's Grip and Rip. And before we get into it, let's plug the giveaway as usual. So at 10,000 subscribers, we are going to be giving away hobby packs, the newest product available at the time. All you gotta do is be subscribed, like this video, turn on the post notifications for all the content you see on the channel, and last but certainly not least, leave a comment in the comment section of this video and multiple other videos on what has been your favorite moment this baseball season. And I will pick the winner once we hit the goal of 2024, 10,000 subscribers. So there's that. So let's not waste any more time and get into it. Man, so I will say this. This is technically a part 2 to yesterday's video. So if you didn't watch yesterday's video, stop what you're doing. I highly suggest you go watch that one before you watch this one, so that way you really know what I'm referring to and talking about in this video. But basically yesterday, if you don't want to watch, I'll sum it up in just a couple sentences. Basically, Topps is going to be canceling multiple more Topps releases for baseball next year. Really don't know which ones they are. Platinum Chrome is definitely one of them. And who knows what else. Bowman Platinum, I would like to say, is definitely another, although that sucks because $90 for 2 autographs. Now, granted, they are not on card, but 2 autographs in a retail box. Really can't go wrong with that. That's actually a lot cheaper than other boxes with the same amount of guarantees. So I would hate to see that one go. Of course, Topps Gallery. I loved Topps Gallery and Topps Fire. Of course, that O'Neal Cruz. Where's that here? That O'Neal Cruz autograph you see with this mess. I'm sorry, I have to clean this mess off. My mom knocked over cards. As you could see, those are from my mom knocking them over. So I have to clean this up probably this weekend. But I pulled that O'Neal Cruz on video in 2022. My grandpa got me a box of Topps Fire. And yeah, that's what we pulled. That was one of the autographs, and I loved it. It was insane. Best reaction of all time. I made a short off of it. If you want to go watch it, it's on the shorts tab somewhere in there. You can just find it. It's pretty easy to find. But either way, this video today is a part 2. Because I believe it's going to get a lot worse. It is definitely going to get a lot worse. What do I mean by that? Well, in case you have been living under a rock, let me describe to you the events, or I should say the schedule events that are going to be happening. So, in about a year and a half from now, probably not even that, probably less than that at this point, Topps is going to acquire the license for the NFL and the NBA and WWE. What does that mean for baseball cards exactly? Well, unfortunately, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I'm going to go in depth about it today in this video. But what that basically means is we're going to see less and less baseball product. Why? Because there's only so many printing presses they have. There's only so many they got, and they can't do all this stuff. They can't do it all. That's the sad reality of the situation. So we are going to see baseball, I hate to say die out, because I don't like using that term. But it's going to get to a point where, you know, we're going to see Series 1 to an update. We will see Chrome and Bowman and Chrome Update. But for products like Allen and Ginter, Archives, Heritage High Number, Archives, those products, they might be gone. Because they have to fill out those time slots in the printing presses for NFL and NBA content and WWE content. I don't like the idea of that. I don't. Topps and Fanatics is a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar industry. Realistically, they should be able to, you know, for better or for worse, build printing presses if they had to. Build factories, build printing presses, get more product out without canceling, content and cards we already got. But that's not, unfortunately, how it's going to go. I'll let you know the philosophy of Fanatics. The philosophy is, and this is the reality of the truth, this is the sad truth behind it, they're saying to themselves right now, what money or what product are we going to make more money out of? Let's compare, I don't know, I hate to compare this because we all know the answer to it, but let's compare, I don't know, MLB Topps Chrome to NFL Topps Chrome. Obviously, I think we all know what product is going to win that battle. Obviously, Panini Prism is a very hot product every single year, no matter what. Topps Chrome, on the other hand, yeah, yikes. I mean, this year was not a success. Sure, the checklist was great. Sure, the quality control, I think, was decent. I didn't really see too many problems with my cards that I pulled. So I'll say it was decent. I don't really know. There could be, of course, other problems out there. Small sample size on my end, but quality control looked decent. Checklist looked decent. Odds, drizzling shits. Price, drizzling shits. And that's a whole different conversation we could have. Oh man, I hope this doesn't happen, but man, oh man, when they get them licenses, you will see hobby box prices soar through the roof. I guarantee it. Topps Chrome football, I guarantee, will be at least $300 a hobby box, and I am not exaggerating when I say that. It might be around $350 as a matter of fact. That's just the reality of it, because they know when they get the exclusive license, and yes, it's going to be exclusive, so that means Panini is going to be going 6 feet under as we know it. Now, they probably will produce non-licensed cards, and maybe with the active, or the Players Association. I don't know if the Players Association goes over to Fanatics as well, but there could be a situation where they produce football and basketball cards with, like, prospects and old-timers, like they do with baseball. And if that happens, Panini might as well just sell their company to something else or whatever. But the reality of it is, the reality of this situation is when they acquire these exclusive licenses, they can set the market to whatever price they deem necessary. And yes, I can guarantee you they are going to price gouge to kingdom come. And with that, baseball cards will also be increased because they're probably going to say to themselves, well, if we can get away with this with football and basketball and maybe WWE, I don't really know if they would get away with that with WWE. Of course, WWE Prism just came out like a couple weeks ago for Panini. We opened a box here on the channel. Did pretty good, actually, if you want to go watch that opening. We did do an opening on that. They probably, I mean, the prices for Prism WWE are kind of high, to be honest, right? I mean, they're not there with football and basketball, but compare it to a hobby box of Chrome. WWE Prism hobby boxes are $250. Topps Chrome hobby box, I would say right now, probably $230. Probably, it's probably gone up a little bit, so about $230, $240. So, you know, they can probably get away. Honestly, it's going to come down to it. I guarantee it right now, come back in a couple of years. I think the license goes over to them in 2026. So after next year, they are, as soon as the clock strikes midnight, January 1st, 2026, they will have the license. I'm pretty sure that's when it goes into effect. And Topps will have it, and they'll be able to produce football cards. I'm assuming for the 2026 season. I don't know if they will do them for, like, the previous season, because the playoffs will be right around, like, the playoffs will just start when they acquire that license for basketball, or I should say football. But it's going to get bad, man. It's going to get bad, and the worst part about it is us baseball card collectors are going to receive the brunt of this. I am telling you right now, they are going to prioritize basketball and football because it sells more and it will make them more money. So this might be a very dark time for baseball card collectors. I've been saying it. As soon as that news came out that there's sets and products on the chopping block next year, I'm telling you right now, when they acquire those two licenses, you are going to see the fewest products in Topps history be released on a year-by-year basis in the baseball card category. Meanwhile, football and basketball will be getting all the good stuff. I mean, let's be honest. What would sell more, right? What would sell more? Stadium Club football or Stadium Club baseball? Obviously, price is also a big factor into this, but I'm going to go on a whim and say football because football obviously is a much bigger sport than baseball by far. It is the biggest juggernaut in entertainment is the NFL, right? So, what do you think Topps would prioritize printing first? Obviously football, and maybe, I'll go as far as saying the NBA as well. That might be a stretch. I don't think it is, though, because, again, the NBA seemingly, in terms of, like, ratings for their playoffs, is seemingly much higher than the World Series and things like that. So, I don't know, man. I mean, I hate to say baseball's a dying sport, but it kind of really is. I mean, I hate to say that, but it really is. The marketing, I mean, I can make a whole hour-long video talking about how baseball is dying in a sense, but marketing, I mean, do you really see baseball players on commercials outside of Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani? No, you don't. Meanwhile, in the NFL and the NBA, it seems like there are at least 50 or so players in each league that are on commercials doing this, that, and the third, marketing the product, right? Baseball ain't like that. That's unfortunate. It used to be like that, but there's not a lot of star power. I mean, you compare eras. Compare the 90s in baseball, compare it to now. I mean, there's not too many stars. You got some up-and-coming stars. You got Acuna, you got Soto, Ohtani, Judge, Mookie Betts, I would say, is marketable. Bryce Harper, to an extent, is marketable. Paul Skeens, I would say, for now, is upcoming and marketable. Just because, honestly, he dates Livy Dunn, most likely. That's the real reason why he's marketable, really. But he's also a very, very good pitcher as well, obviously. But, you know, things like that, right? So, to really wrap this video up here, I don't know, man. It's not looking good. I just, you know, after that news came out from Fanatics Fest at the Q&A they had talking about products being on the chopping block, I could see it. It's going to happen. And when it does happen next year, I fully expect it because they literally told you straight up it's going to happen. But the next year after that, in 2026, it's going to happen a lot more. I predict we will have Series 1, 2 Update, Chrome, Bowman, and Chrome Update. And that's probably it. That is probably going to be it. And meanwhile, we will probably have Allen Ginter NFL, Stadium Club NFL, Series 1, 2, and Update NFL, Chrome NFL, Chrome Update NFL, some sort of prospects product, Bowman U, but like times 100 probably on steroids, probably with like, you know, that would probably, I could see that actually now that I think about it. They could probably do Bowman U football And that would be like the first time you could find, like, for example, I don't know. Let's throw out an example. Arch Manning. Arch Manning is probably the best example I can give because Arch Manning will be in the NFL draft the first year that Topps has the NFL license. Let's say, for example, they release Bowman U in, I don't know, the draft's in April. Let's say they release it in July, right? Let's say they release Bowman U in July, and that's the first time you can find Arch Manning in a whatever uniform he gets drafted to. So I do think they will probably do that as well as with the NBA. I think they will very much do that as well with the NBA. It makes sense. I don't know if they have the college license, though, so that might get a little tricky. But in terms of, like, you know, draftees and things like that, I can definitely see that happening, but we'll see. I don't know. I could definitely see them doing an NFL draft product. I could see that to, you know, no end. $1,000 a hobby box, probably. I could guarantee it. That's definitely going to be a thing. I don't know, man. It's a lot to take in and think about right now, but we have about a year and a half, probably a little less than that, before this really takes into effect, and we will see. But next year is definitely going to be the start. Next year is definitely going to be the start of when we start to see a little bit of trimming the fat, per se. You know, I could definitely see Allen and Ginter going Bowman Platinum, Heritage. I could see them merging Heritage maybe into one product and selling it towards the end of the year instead of having two. I could definitely see them doing that, or getting rid of it completely. I could definitely see that too. Stadium Club might stay around. That's a pretty popular product. What other products? Bowman will stay around. That's a given. That's, you know, that ain't going nowhere. But for all the other products, even like Holiday, I would hate to see that one go too, but that one might go. Bowman Chrome might go. It all depends. It all depends if they can get this stuff out on a timely manner, because they're going to have 4 major brands. 4 major licensed brands at that. I know they are releasing, speaking of basketball, I know they are releasing the unlicensed basketball Chrome, I think, in a couple days. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't follow it. I don't watch the NBA. All I know is from pack openings and leaks, because people somehow already have opened the product. Somehow it doesn't even come out until, I think, a couple days from now. I think it comes out on Wednesday or tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'm pretty sure. But either way, the design is terrible. I don't know if you've seen that or care to see it. I'm not going to cover it, so don't get it twisted. I'm not covering it. Obviously, Wembanyama is the #1 overall, most valuable. There, I said it. There's #1 most valuable. Obviously, that's a given. But, you know, the design looks terrible, and they have no logos. It's bad. It is pretty bad. It's just like Donruss, but basketball with no logos. So, will Chrome basketball sell? I don't know. I don't know. If I'm a basketball collector, I would stick with Panini for the time being because they have the license and logos. Obviously, when they get the logos, you go to Topps, but, you know, I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking. My one friend who's a basketball collector could care less about Topps Chrome basketball. We were talking about that last night. He could care less about it, so I think a lot of other collectors are probably like that as well. Although it did sell out on Topps.com, obviously. But either way, before I start to ramble, that's all I got for you guys. That is all I got for you in this video today. So before we do get out of here and open some packs of Score a Treat, I've been really enjoying this product, by the way. Let me tell you about today's sponsor of the videos. This video today is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official ticket market of Major League Baseball, and we have partnered up to deliver huge savings for you guys who watch my videos. So click the link down below, download the app today, use my promo code GRIPANDRIP. That is promo code GRIPANDRIP, all one word, to save $20 off of your first purchase. So big thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring my videos, and now let's get into it. So Score a Treat, here we go. I do wish, low-key, that they would have, like, 5 cards a pack at least. There's only 3 cards in a pack. I mean, it's technically like, there's 40 packs in this box. It's technically like we're opening a blaster box to an extent. But I really do wish they would probably, you know, up the card count. I would love to see 5 cards a pack, but then it would probably be $45, $50 a box. So honestly, it's not terrible, but I do like the design. I really, really like the design of these cards. I do like the pumpkins, and then, of course, we'll go from the back here, because I think the second card's always a rookie card. Amari Cooper, they have the bats. So let's see what the rookie card is. The second one's always a rookie. Yes, it is. And we got another Bo Nix. How about that? So we have 2 Bo Nix. My brother is a Broncos fan, so now I pulled, it's funny, because I have the orange Bo Nix. Now I have the green Bo Nix. So as I said, you know, it's this, I will say, this product is actually very deceiving. I say that because on the box, it says there's 350 total cards, right? But what they don't tell you, and I wish they would tell you this, but they don't, there is a bat version and a pumpkin version of every card. So it's really, in real actuality, a 700 card checklist, which, I mean, you know, it's not terrible, but, you know, the likeliness of pulling the player you want is doubled, really. I mean, again, but, you know, it is what it is. So let's see here. Pack number 2. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. He's a kicker of some kind. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Don't know even where to begin. So we got George. I don't even know that guy either, to be honest. I'm not a football guy. I know the Steelers. I know the big guys, the big names. But when it comes to guys like this, I don't know. Defensive end, I think that is. And then the rookie card is going to be Blake Corum. So, any of you Rams fans, let me know. I don't know anything about him. He's a running back. Looks pretty cool. I don't know. All I know are the quarterbacks, and that's it. So, yeah, either way, I'm getting out of here, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video today. Hopefully you learned something new. Let me know what you think about all this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.